So today we're looking at a narrative of transformation.
Hmm.
We are diving into the story behind Where She Go Next.
Right. And it's one of those things where the name itself tells you so much, but not in the way you'd expect.
Exactly.
I think this is so valuable because it maps that exact point where a really intense personal experience becomes public guidance.
So you get the shortcut.
You get the shortcut, you get to understand the whole philosophy without having to live through the tough parts yourself.
Which is really the core premise of the content, isn't it?
It is. The content is all about unpacking the messy, beautiful parts of becoming.
Right. And these are not light topics. We're talking about really foundational stuff.
Mm.
Self-love, setting boundaries, which is so hard.
So hard.
Navigating heartbreak, and then that ultimate goal, the personal glow up.
And as the main purpose is for you, it's to encourage you to own your story and become the person you always promised yourself you'd be. The creator is basically working from the principle that you don't have to follow yourself to learn something.
Vicarious learning.
Profoundly so. It positions their stories, their missteps, their heartbreaks as like preemptive wisdom for you.
It's smart. It's almost like a series of cautionary tales, but wrapped up in this inspiring memoir.
Mm-hmm.
Most platforms just offer inspiration. This one seems to offer preventative knowledge. It's like they're saying, look, I went through this. Here's the blueprint so you don't have to get burned the same way.
Absolutely. They turn vulnerability into utility. So instead of just getting a summary of what they achieved, you get the breakdown of how they failed and rebuilt.
Okay, so that brings us to the name, Where She Go Next.
Travel became the physical way to get relief from staying put, from answering questions, from just being visible.
They became a master of the quick exit.
Ooh, look, she's packing. Where's she go next? They were handed this critical label, and they turned it into this powerful, active statement about the life they needed to live.
Why was all this movement, this refusal to settle, so necessary?
Right. This is where the witty origin story gives way to the real healing journey. The movement was driven by a need to process personal trauma. As you know, everyone carries baggage, and their movement became the primary tool for dealing with it. Finding lessons and being open to finding them anywhere. A great TV series, a book, or, the world around you.
Travel. Belief that exploring the world can heal you in ways a therapist's couch never could. It's an escape into something.
An active escape into healing and self-discovery and self-love. It turns displacement into purposeful growth.
Okay, but let's pause on that because we have to talk about how practical that is for you listening. It's a great sentiment. The world is your classroom. But what does that mean for someone who can't just quit their job and use an airport lounge as their therapy session?
That's a fair question. And I think this perpetual motion as the goal.
Which is a state of mind.
It's a state of mind, not just a physical location.
So the real goal isn't necessarily physical movement, but personal evolution. The external trip is a metaphor for the internal shift you need to make.
Exactly.
You should take the structure, recognize, own, find lessons, and apply that, even if your world is just, a few blocks wide.
Yes. The one built on boundaries and self-love. That's the constant no matter where you are physically. Yes, I am moving because movement is how I heal and grow. It's an incredible model of turning your baggage into actionable lessons.
So, what's the metaphor for perpetual motion in your own, maybe more localized life?
Right. Is it perpetual learning? Reading a new book every week?
Or maybe perpetual small acts of courage. Just doing one thing that scares you every day. What is that constant forward momentum that defines your healing journey?
That is something worth exploring.
Definitely something to think about until...